There's a very strong one coming through, and but he doesn't know if it's appropriate that he comes through because he's not actually a family member. And so
that's interesting. What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
So this one is your old friend who was shot.
Dexter, yeah.
And so he's just more saying, is it okay if I just recognize you and love you for a minute?
No, because I'm going to totally become a mush.
Welcome to Taste Your Magic, where we have all kinds of stuff to help you explore the gifts of who you are. And these ones we do are readings. And one of them is oracle reading, anything about you, any questions going on with you. We communicate this out because we're doing live readings here soon, but you can also talk to animals and any loved ones who have passed on. But today what we're doing is we're doing a reading for a good friend of mine. Forbes, will you please share just a little bit who you are?
How blessed am I to have this life and career where I can come hang out with Ruth. I'm in Utah at the moment. I'm from New York. I live in LA, and currently, I think people say, where do you live? I'm like Delta Airlines seat 4B. I'm an actress. I'm a television host. I helped start a little thing called the X Games for ESPN. I did that for 6 years. I've done lots of movies and TV and a thing called soap operas that many of you don't remember, but I have a new movie coming out. It's a martial arts action picture set in the Old West called Black Creek. I play the bad girl in April of this year. That'll be fun. But I stopped doing all of that because my career took a left turn with pitching. And you want to hear something crazy about how crazy Ruth is? Just today, right now, before I came here, I talked to the man who started my entire career 30 years ago, and I've not talked to him in 30 years. We have a new TV series about infomercials, and the producer said, I said, I really want to talk to him because this guy literally, it was pitch me a pen, and it turned into me selling 1,500 different fitness products, and he sold our network to Fox TV for $500 million in 1993. Just today, I got to tell him that I've got 2 grown kids and hear about his life and just say thank you. Thank you for all that you've done, even though you don't even realize that and I don't know that we all realize that one person can change your life so dramatically, impactfully, and I'm insanely grateful right now.
And I'm so happy
that happened
right before this.
I know, right?
We're all about connections on this, and when a full circle can come around in your life, is showing you well done, is showing you accomplishments, is showing you the gratitudes that played out in real time in your life experience, the things you made it through so powerfully, and then bringing a representative like him back into your life and showing you, I witness you, I see you, good job.
Well, he's the second one.
So amazing.
A couple of weeks ago, the man who delivered my babies 21 years ago in California ended up in my television studio. I mean, Dr. Fishbein, I've not seen him, but he is an associate of my ex-husband's girlfriend, who we co-own a studio together. Wow. I'm like, dude, how are you in my life?
Yeah.
So whatever full circleness is happening, and you can find me, because the truth is what I'm doing now is I'm helping entrepreneurs and other people pitch and communicate verbally. And I love that we all seem to have this little spoke of the wheel, that you are helping people, that Debbie Hart, who helped introduce me to this world, and that I get to do this for you as well. But now I think this is about me, so.
It is about you. Let's do it a unique way, a new unique way for you.
Okay.
Is there anybody that you would love to talk to?
Do people come through to you? Because there's 3 people I'm thinking of who have passed, who I would love to have a conversation with.
Yeah.
What do you feel?
Well, there's a very strong one coming through, and but he doesn't know if it's appropriate that he comes through because he's not actually a family member. And so
that's interesting. What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
So this one is your old friend who was shot.
Dexter, yeah.
And so he's just more saying, is it okay if I just recognize you and love you for a minute?
No, because I'm going to totally become a mush. So Dexter was a beautiful little boy. He was an 8-year-old kid who my ex-husband and I got introduced to through the Big Brother, Little Brother program. And he was a crazy, black, wired, energetic kid who just said, oh, white people, I'm going to get presents. And I was like, yeah, Dexter, we got a whole lot more to teach you than that. And for 12 years, he was my little right hand. He was my guy, best man at my wedding. And 6 months after I gave birth to my babies, it's funny, I was not even thinking about him. 6 months after I gave birth, he was walking from a haircut to church right outside USC, which is the most successful college out in California. Really big money there, but it's also next to South Central, an all-black ghetto community. Minding his own business, Dexter had no babies, no tattoos. He was going to be a mechanic. Minding his own business, but he was wearing blue, and a kid with 2 friends who wanted to get into a gang walked up behind my boy and shot him 10 times in the back and left him for dead on the ground.
Jeez.
Kind of ripped him out of our life. And what really sad is that he left his mom, he was his mom's only son, and a beautiful woman who just recently passed away as well. But it was very heartbreaking.
Well, he wants to just quickly share with you that you were a safety in his life, and you were someone, you were a fighter. He was like, she was a fighter. I could tell you a lot about her fighter side. She was somebody who, if she loved you, she would stand up through anything. And he's saying it was a shock. It happened fast. It was a shock. It's still like baffling to him that it happened, but he wants to share that he is proud of you with how you are as a mother, because it almost, he's like, we used to joke around about being parents and if we would be good or not, and our conversations about that. And he's saying you're good. You're a good parent. And he says that anybody in your life that you choose to love and care for and spotlight is protected. But he's also saying that on the other side, he's witnessing way more protection for you, and he's realizing even for him that is something that you can't comprehend. And so they're going to continue to replace people in your life, and this might be the full circle. They're working on replacing people that are alive in your life back in to show you that you are also protected, that you are also cheered on, that you are also loved, that you are also supported, and to get excited for those people coming back, because it's like you're going to start having the chain reaction of these. Your doctor, Jay, the business friend that came back in that got to witness all that, and there's going to be more that you're going to recognize. And he says this is a new strength system that has been building for years in the back scene with the ones who've passed on and your guys that help you to help create a movement of strength and protection for you now, so you're not going to be alone so much, so you're not going to have to hold the weight so much. And yeah, he's like, because she's a fighter, she will do that, but she doesn't need to do that anymore. And he's telling me something about when you're 8, there was a big transition that happened to you when you were 8, and you were spunky, you were fun. People loved you, you loved people, but then something happened when you were 8 where you became aggressive. You had to become aggressive after that. And he said he understands, and a lot of people understand.
Do you think he has a message at all for my ex-husband, who was his big brother?
He said sometimes it's hard to talk to him because it's hard to connect fully with his heart sometimes. But he says that he wants to share a message that he's going to be in his heart. That's what he keeps bringing in. And that it's okay to share his heart more. It's okay to share his heart more. And that's going to be protected for him also.
I think when Dexter was murdered, Tom just shut down. And it's unfortunately one of the reasons we're not married.
His heart.
It's funny because I just talked to him too. I called him and told him about
You
Jake.
did?
Yeah, it's not like I call him very often. But we're still business partners and we're friends. But he's, who am I going to share my Jake story with but the guy who was there when it happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're protecting his heart, And so it's okay now to start opening it up, and he wants him to start opening that up. Because it's not his time to die yet, is what he says. It's not his time to die, and he's going to start having more heart problems if he doesn't let that open up more.
Interesting.
Yeah. I would love to do so much more. We're going to play. So she came playing with us on the horses also, and then your movie coming up.
Oh my gosh. Do me a small favor though. Can you just look around and see if my dad's somewhere around? Now that we're having this emotional, I talk about my dad every day. I don't know why, but I'm so compelled to share this man's story.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely here. Tell me his name so I don't have to.
Barry Kaufman Feinstein Forbes.
Barry Dad. So he says, do it, please do it. I've been pushing this. I will direct you, I will help you, I will share with you. You'll feel it like wings on your back. You'll feel it like wings on your back. He'll help you. And it's because there's a legacy that of the family line that's so valuable in a lot of ways. There's a huge legacy that needs to be told. And you are his girl, like you're his baby girl, right? And you're good at it. And he trusts you with it. And he trusts that you'll fulfill things, that you'll represent things, that you won't be afraid to share things that need to be shared. And that's part of the legacy though. Like some of the radical stuff that happened is the legacy that gets to be shared, that he wants shared.
Does the word magic come to you at all?
Is that an animal?
No, it's a thing. It's magic. He was a magician. I do magic tricks because of him. I see magic
Did he
everywhere.
have an animal he did? No? Was he thinking about doing an animal? Because that's what I keep seeing.
Really?
He keeps bringing up an animal for it.
That's interesting.
So I think maybe he was thinking about adding the animals. If he didn't do that, he was thinking about adding the animals to the show. Did you do that? Did you bring in the animals?
No,
Did you
but
want
it's
to bring
interesting.
it?
No.
Where is that coming from?
I don't
That's
know.
crazy. He keeps talking about bringing in the animals. But yeah, that's fun. So, I'm sorry, just watching now for a second.
No, it's fun watching you. And it gives me a break from not being like really emotional here.
Yeah. No, he wants the legacy though.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a burden for you to be able to do all this?
Oh, sometimes it gets a lot. It gets a lot, but when it's directly with somebody, then you can communicate that. But yeah,
So what do you feel? What do you hear? Because I hear things all the time.
Yeah,
but
you're really
different from
gifted.
you.
That's why I was like, oh, I want to talk about you. And then you had all these loved ones that you wanted to talk to also and wanted to talk to you. So we do what we want when you ask,
You know
right?
what? I'm open. I'm on a very powerful path. And I think what you just said is very interesting to me about who's coming full circle in a way that it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense that the guy who delivered my babies, who was so important to me, who went to their first birthday party, who I've not seen in 20 years, not talked to, not even...
Coming back.
Why would you be in my studio? Like, it's not like
that's divinely placed by a
right.
lot of things, and it's time. It's time for these networks, these anchors. I'd call them anchors for the bigger net that you've created to actually hold because of the evolution that's happening in you and for you and around you, where it doesn't have to be all on you and not all your burden. You get to be a leader. You get to be the seen one. You get to dance in front of people. You get to...
what if I told you that I'm still playing small, and I know that, and I look at the biggest picture, and I look at, a Beyonce or a Taylor Swift on a stage. They've managed to do that. I look at a Tony Robbins, and I'm not playing that big, and I'm struggling with why. Why am I not allowing myself to play as big as I possibly can?
Well, outside of the things that you already know, because we could go into a whole page of things, right, where we work on for clearing. The big things that keep standing up is because, one, you need this sustainable network around you that can hold what you're about to step into. And two, you're tired. you know a lot, and you're not sure if you want all the alls that come with the glories of the creations, and so you're learning how to refine it to the things that matter for you also. And that's kind of where your body pauses for a minute, almost like hits a wall every so often, where before you could just go, push it, knock it, right, whatever, bring the walls. Now it's almost like it's literally stopping your body from going, and it's because that pause needs to happen, because you're resetting into what matters for you, because the system that's being built physically for you all around and now manifesting is to sustain you more and the creation more. So I would say celebrate for a little bit that you're where you're at, and just keep discovering that matters. Oh, that's a yes. Oh yes, that's a yes. Oh yes, that's a yes. And then that way the foundations will sustain it better for you.
Are you listening to all this? This is pretty profound. I don't think I've gotten this real in a long time.
I love it.
Wow. And just watch how this grows. I'll check back with you in 6 months and go, damn, we knew this was happening.
I know. That's what's the hardest thing is when we need to clean it up for the short, and then we'll keep going. Stay tuned for the next. Stay tuned for the next. Stay tuned for the next. We'll have like a whole series of Forbes.
You know what? I love it.
It's funny,
There's something magical about Utah. This has been my 5th trip in less than a year.
Yeah.
Every time I'm here, I feel insanely comfortable. Every time I'm here, I'm dwarfed by the mountains. I was driving at night a couple of days ago, and I was like, the energy of this majesty was filling me with going, this is crazy. This is so powerfully positive. And the people that I've met are different from all the other people I know. They speak with a different energy. I go back to St. Pete, and I sit in my house, and Josh and I don't do anything for weeks at a time. We just kind of hang out. Like, how come we don't have any friends here? Do we have any friends? I'm like, hey, we have friends. We just don't live here.
We're so excited, and you get to come play some more, and we get to talk some more. I'm going to wrap this up right now, because I'm fighting everything to keep talking to you instead of actually having to close it up for our viewers.
I know, and I have a plane to catch, so yes.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for sharing who you are, and thank you for letting me see even more deeper.
You are extraordinary, and it is a blessing, and you and that beautiful man behind the camera who you're married to. I love the support, the energy, and I'll give a little hello to Debbie for just making all of this magic and keeping us connected. And thank you.
Stay tuned for more.